best wrestling podcast in the world. Fact. The road-wearing Original P. The believing. Power of positivity. Keeping it Rollins. The Summit. Fact. The homicidal. The genocidal. The ECW loving. Daring Young creeping. Mr. No Days Off. Scott. Fact. The biscuit and gravy eating. Naomi loving. Lunatic craving. The melting pot. JP. And you can bank on that. Fact. The Bailey hugging. The interrupting. The Jaeger drinking. Mouth of the Carolinas. Lil Steven. Fact.
It's a new day. Yes, it is.
I miss you, Darren Young. Little Steven, Darren Young, in a evening gown match with Pat Patterson. Little Steven gets a little French Canadian in him. If Jeff Hardy's going to face Jay Leno in a steel chairs match, people are just jealous because I got skills.
Here's my issue. Is it worse to get beat by one midget or three? Little Steven in a beer drinking contest with Naomi. I had this big issue with people. I don't want to sound like an idiot.
Just kept it Rollins. Jimmy Hart, Triple H, X-Pac against Lil Steven in a microphone on a pole match. Anything can happen. Lightweight. If you don't want it, then don't bark it.
We're three-man band. That's horrible. I don't want to make you look bad.
You're fired, sir. When you want to hear me mess up, they're in Radioland. When you want to hear me not mess up, I did not know that. Wow. Wrestling with attitude. When you want your beer, awesome.
Welcome to Wrestling with Attitude on Stitcher, Spreaker, iTunes, iHeart Radio. Of course, I am your host, The Summit. Joining me today is Lil Steven, the mouth of the Carolinas.
That's right.
Oh, Lord. And joining us today is Double J, Jeffrey James. No, I don't know. Jeffrey Jobber. There we go.
No,
That's not even cool, man.
That's not cool, James the Jobber. You can't do that. You can't put that on someone else. That is your name.
I'm tired of James the Jobber. That's not that good.
Thanks for having me, guys. I think.
Hey, thanks. Hey, well, anyways, that's Jeffrey, by the way.
Periscope can't really see me, but that's all good.
No, they can see you. You got a title in the way.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness!
That's
good job, good job with our intern setting up the camera in there. Good job.
Yeah. That's what happens.
Yeah, you did a good job there, buddy.
It wasn't me. It was Iglesias. Anyways,
so we have a lot of good things to talk about today. A lot of really good things.
really good things.
Yes.
Really good things. Sure about that?
No, we do. We got a lot of wrestling news to talk about because TNA's got a pay-per-view this weekend. I know everybody's looking forward to it.
I don't. Do they? Do we know for sure that they're gonna have a pay-per-view this weekend?
I don't think they will have one.
I think Vince might do a special WCW takeover TNA style. Just kind of show up and be like, I'm Vince McMahon. Have Shane show up. Hey, that's something funny though too, man. When's the last time we saw Shane on SmackDown?
It's been a while.
It's been a while. I like it. Even though he was supposed to be like the star.
See, now you can see Jeffrey.
Hey, how's it going?
Not really.
No, you can see Jeffrey.
Steven's mic is like right in my face.
That's what you get.
That's all right. I'm not that good looking. It's okay.
You know what? We'll change it up this week. Let's do What If first.
What?
Yeah. Because it's kind of deals
Are
with
you
what we just talked
loco today?
about. I am loco. Let's do What If.
Too dirty to clean my act up.
That was all for you.
I was mesmerized.
Oh, dirty What If this week, or wrestling What If. Well, you see, it was working when we had Dirty Dutch on the show. It worked really well.
It could still be dirty.
Yeah, we'll still
It's
do
fine.
it dirty. This week's What If, while we're sitting here talking, if you haven't heard, TNA's in trouble. And they can't, let me go through the whole story. they do not have enough money to even put on their biggest event of the year, Bound for Glory, this Sunday. If they don't have the money raised by tomorrow, Friday, then they can't put the event on. So
better get a Kickstarter.
There's a rumor that WWE is going to buy TNA by Friday. If Billy Corgan doesn't put up enough money, because don't forget, they also have tapings next week they have to do.
No, we didn't actually. It's wrestling with attitude.
That's pretty good though.
That's not NWA. Thank you, though, I guess.
No, we didn't get it from that. But, TNA, here's the what if. What if the WWE buys TNA? I'm talking about tapes, everything. What happens next? Tell me what happens next if they buy everything.
I don't think they'll use them. I think they'll use maybe 5 of their stars. They'll use the main eventers, or I think they'll use the main eventers.
Who's their main eventers?
I mean, they're going to use the Hardy Boys just for the name. They're going to use they'll use Bobby Lashley. They'll use I
disagree. I think Bobby Lashley would go Bellator back to his MMA.
But that depends on his contract. Can he get out of his contract? Because it depends. Because when WWE buys them, do they buy them in their contracts too, where they have to stay with them, or can they go? I'm not going to WWE. See ya. Can they just?
Sting did it.
Sting just said no.
No, but
Sting said no, and he was under contract.
I thought Sting bought out of his contract when he was in WC.
They could buy out. Too.
I don't think they have the money to buy out of their contract.
Well,
though.
no, I think like EC3, he might go, but I'm not sure because Drew Galloway, I don't think would go.
No, he's not going back.
Bobby Lashley's not going back, dude. From everything I've heard, Bobby Lashley left. You talking about somebody left where he burnt his bridge? He really burnt his bridge.
See, I don't know the whole story with Bobby
That's
Lashley.
what I heard.
I don't know what happened with him.
To bring the Miz back, or the Miz Dow.
Yeah, we could bring back Mizdow. Might as well,
Aaron Rex, bring him back.
Mr. Oh, I went to TNA. Now I'm back. What if they gave him the pink slip again? That would really suck. Just be like, sorry, we already
You're
gave
fired
you.
twice in 4 months.
Yeah. And then Cody Rhodes. I don't think Cody Rhodes will go back. I think Cody Rhodes will say, screw this.
I think Cody Rhodes would go back.
You really?
He just signed a contract, though.
Yeah.
I just wonder, though. I mean, what would happen? Would they do a taping the next day?
I agree.
JoJo?
I agree with JoJo. I think some of them will go to Ring of Honor. I think he's right on that. I think a few of them will go to Ring of Honor because they like Ring of Honor.
Maybe they'll go to Jeff Jarrett's promotion. They could
Global
help
Force?
out Jeff Jarrett's promotion.
I don't even think. I mean, most of their guys are in TNA right now. Don't forget, Kurt Hawkins is in WWE because he was in Global Force.
That's what I don't get. Like, I mean, I don't understand why Jeff Jarrett doesn't just buy TNA. Does he not want to?
Probably don't have the money.
I think he does, though. Jeff Jarrett has, I don't know. I feel he's a better businessman than Dixie Carter.
No.
You don't? You don't think so?
No. He was good at booking.
He's good at booking. Okay.
Double J was good at booking.
But not money.
Not money-wise, because he would never have to sell anything if he was good at money.
Well, Dixie Carter's not good at money-wise or booking.
She's not good at either one.
So what they need is they need to get somebody that's good at money and then hire Jeff Jarrett as a booker again.
I don't know what Billy Corgan should do.
Listen, I disagree that WWE doesn't use
Jeff Jarrett.
I disagree WWE doesn't use their talent right, because if you look at the people at the top, is a lot of young people, okay, that haven't been there forever.
And first off,
I mean, so I disagree with that. They do use their talent right. Now they have hiccups in different people they use, like Bray Wyatt, but majority they use most of them right.
Had a brain fart on the beginning of the show, but I love how a musician of Smashing Pumpkins is buying or is talking about TNA right now.
Well, you see, he did a good job at the one he owned in Chicago, though. That's the reason he got into TNA.
I don't understand that about Billy Corgan, though. Like,
pro wrestling and Billy Corgan just don't look like they go hand in hand.
No, right? That's what I'm saying.
Someone said something about Reigns, but Reigns is pushed. But if you look at sales for WWE, which, if I'm not mistaken, that's the number one thing, right?
Usually.
To them, yes.
Behind Cena, guess who's number 2? Roman Reigns.
Or Bailey, but yeah.
No, Roman Reigns is number. Stop it. Roman Reigns is number 2. As much as you might not like Roman Reigns, he is over with the crowd.
The funny thing is Reigns. It all depends on what city he's in. Because there's some cities he
got
goes and he
cheers
gets
this week.
cheered. Like that when I was watching Raw, I was like, wow, he is really.
Yeah, he's over.
People are getting behind him.
Well, I'll tell you why he's getting over. It's because they're pushing U.S. title. They're not pushing the heavyweight right now.
What do you mean? What's up with Lesnar's sales? I mean,
Lesnar sells. Look at the big pay-per-views. He sells the pay-per-views.
When Lesnar shows up, he sells. People
Yeah.
will buy his stuff when he's there.
Right.
Because
Much as I
everybody
hate
wants
that.
the Suplex City with their name on it or their city's name on it.
yeah, that's what they want.
I mean, it's the same thing if The Rock comes
Still
back
waiting
and
on the
does
Charlotte
pay-per-view. Yeah, I mean, no, I know. Well, it's coming. You know,
Yeah, hey,
they're
if
in
he
Charlotte in
shows
December.
up, he might show up in November. We don't know.
December. Is it November?
It's November,
Okay.
November 28th.
That's Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Wasn't
That's when-
his merchandise number? At one point, it was number 2. I think it's 3 now. I know Roman Reigns is 2 right now. Cena's 1.
Yeah.
Cena, Reigns, and then Lesnar. I think it's top 5. But talking about the what if, right? If Vince did buy TNA, by any chance, would he keep it as a company? Have somebody like he should have done with WCW back in the day. Have Shane run that company and let it be a competition because you're still making the money for WWE. I'm just saying, why not keep it and try to run a separate organization?
I don't think he'll do it just because of all the work they've done with trying to make SmackDown and Raw separate. What I see them doing is splitting up the roster, putting most of them, half on SmackDown, half on Raw, build up the roster and actually have depth. Hopefully.
You can't.
Hopefully.
You got to. If he buys it, he has to get rid of it because we're already watching like 14 hours of wrestling every week. You're not going to say, "Hey, now we own TNA. Watch TNA too on Friday night." You're not going to watch Monday, Tuesday, NXT on Wednesday, and then.
I mean, that would be the dream, but it ain't going to happen.
Why not have one show on Friday and have because WCW used to do it where they have a Saturday night show and WWE will have Sunday morning.
Well, what wrestler is going to be like so stoked to be on that Saturday night show? It's going to. I can't wait. I'm the Saturday night champion. 100,000 people watch me.
Hey, man, that's
Unless they want
a
to
lot
put
more
it,
than they got right now.
unless they want to just put it on the network, then they don't have to pay to have broadcasting rights.
You know what? Tell you the truth, TNA should go to the network. That would be amazing. If TNA went to the network, it'd be like NXT. People would watch it if you put it on Friday, people will watch that thing.
And then you don't have to watch it on Friday
No,
night.
that's the thing.
You can be like, you wake up, you're up on a Sunday morning or whatever. You
Put TNA at Full Sail. Put TNA at Full Sail. Seriously, put them at Full Sail and let it go.
If he
just
does
let
keep
it go.
if he does keep it going, does he keep the hexagon ring?
No.
Or does he go back?
Well, they even did it themselves, though. They went back to the regular ring at one point, didn't they?
Mm-hmm. And they had like the fans vote on it, and the fans voted
Well,
to
see, no,
go
my
back.
thing is, if you keep it, do you keep the X Division? Or do you keep the King of the Mountain? Do you keep any of that?
No.
That's already changed.
That's already changed? Or do you keep X Division is my issue, though.
What
You
is
got to
it?
keep X
But X Division's like cruiserweight, and we just started the cruiserweight push, so no.
No. Okay.
Although, if he was going to take a division, that would be the best division to bring over with the cruiserweights, because that's something you would watch. Because they're, in my opinion, I mean, we'll probably get into this later, but they're failing at the cruiserweight thing.
Really?
You
You think so?
The Cruiserweight Classic was awesome. Now, first of all, if I'm going to take these guys seriously, stop putting purple ropes around the ring when it's time for the Cruiserweights.
Yeah, why change it?
We'll get into that later,
Yeah.
I'm sure, but I'm not. I need something
Well, I think
else.
they're doing good with it right now. They got to build it up. It's going to take a month. You're
Yeah,
going to see
I
all
mean,
of them because you just saw more people introduced each week. You're going to see more cruiserweights introduced.
We do have some questions we'll get into. The first one says we have one.
Mr. Candlelight's here.
What's up, Mr. Candlelight? We do have a special guest today. It's Jeffrey. Welcome to the show.
Special guest.
Yeah.
I've been on once before, like 6 months ago.
You're a special guest back again.
It's the first time me and Jeffrey have been in the same room, by the way.
Yeah,
I just
'cause
want
the
people
last
to know
time-
that.
That's not true. I don't think.
I want people to know.
The last time I did a show, we did a top 5 about Steven without Steven here.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It was a
Will
good top
Steven
five.
never wear blue?
That's true. The first question, though, we had JR, Jim Ross, says 2 guys are over in WWE, and that's it. Is that true?
No.
I don't think so. There's more than 2.
If those 2 involve AJ Styles, because it has to, he's over.
AJ Styles, Kevin Owens. Say what you want about
Kevin
Kevin
Owens
Owens.
is over.
Is so far over.
Heck,
Seth Rollins
is over, man.
You know who's really over? The Miz.
The Miz is
Everybody's loving The Miz.
as much as you might hate him, he's right.
But you know
The
what?
Miz
You're
is
supposed to hate him. He's a heel. He's a bad guy.
Hey.
You're supposed to hate him.
No, we didn't say Lesnar and Cena. We didn't even mention Lesnar and Cena. But they've
Cena's
always been
over.
Hall and Nash said this. Stephanie McMahon, she's over in WWE
Sasha?
right now.
Oh.
No,
who?
Stephanie McMahon.
Yeah.
I mean, there's there's a lot over, and Sasha's over, Charlotte's over, as much as you may hate her.
Heath Slater's over.
Slater is over.
Slino's
Slino is
over. Yeah, we just said. No, I know.
Come on.
I know Jim Ross said that, but I got to disagree with Jim Ross. I mean, there's more than 2 wrestlers.
Yeah,
over.
I gotta.
So the second question, JoJo said Lesnar versus Jericho. Is it going to happen?
No.
I would love to see that.
No.
I would love. Why not? Please tell me why.
Because I can't watch one of my idols just get annihilated. Because Lesnar's never going to do anything besides pound him into the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And Jericho will fight it.
If Randy Orton couldn't do anything with Lesnar, Jericho's going to be even worse. All
Yeah.
right? I know Jericho probably really wants to fight him. And I don't think we want to see Jericho get killed.
No. I love Jericho right now.
Jericho's. By the way, I just
Drink
wanted
it
to point
in,
out,
man.
in case you didn't see the meme of when they had the tag team match, Jericho gave Owens his scarf, the $500 scarf, and Owens just balled it up, threw it behind him like a piece of trash. It was great. Do you see it?
No.
I'll have to show you the video.
That was funny.
It was funny. Anyway, let's get into this week's top 5. I was going to say top 10.
Top 10.
Yeah.
I was not prepared for 10.
No, it's fine.
Yeah, we're gonna take a quick break.
WWA SoundOff, where your voice can be heard.
Sound off, let 'em know how you feel, 'cause the anger inside is real. Sound off.
As you can tell, Steven's got a lot of anger. So we're going to this week's top 5. And you actually did your homework. That's amazing.
Got a piece of paper here.
Hey, I just want to say, technology, bro. Just on the phone.
Nah,
just
it's
as
cool.
good.
I like to, still remember we have paper. I still like to kill a tree now or then. So, it's okay. I like to know that we can still do that.
Somebody said Lesnar and Lashley at Mania, Mr. Candlelight did. Ooh. I don't know.
Let's just do it for real. Let's put an octagon around it and let's fight. That's what I'm talking about.
Well, before we go to our top 5, don't answer this question. Let Jeffrey answer. The grand champion in TNA. Have you seen where they're going to a MMA style?
Yeah, a little bit. I really,
you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I'm not a fan of TNA, but I do try to keep up with it as much as possible.
Do we call you Hat Guy?
Do we call the new guy Hat Guy?
Sure, we'll call him Hat Guy.
All right.
Hat Guy.
We've got Silent Guy, Hat Guy, Suit Guy. We've
Suit
got
Guy.
all kinds of people
I
here.
like
in
it.
this show.
Hat Guy. I always wear a hat, so that kind of works for
So
me.
you don't like it? All right.
No.
All right.
You don't
Just
like
wanna get
it.
your
See,
thoughts on it.
I'm telling you, man, I think you're one of the only ones that really like it right now.
I don't know yet. That's what I'm saying.
You might not ever find out.
Yeah.
I was kind of intrigued by it. I was intrigued because I wanted to see what they could do. with it.
Lesnar versus Cena could sell out an arena alone. Could Reigns versus Rollins by itself? Yes.
I will say this again. It has. It already has.
Yeah.
I mean,
It has.
Rollins and them have sold out arenas.
Well, I'm sorry. I'll just be completely honest with you.
Okay.
WWE sells out arenas. It don't really matter who's
It doesn't
on
matter
the card.
who it is. It could be Gilbert versus Goldberg for all it cares. It will.
But
sell
no,
out.
you do need to have some
doesn't
good.
matter.
You need to have a good main event.
Yeah.
And when you put Rollins and Reigns together, it is a good main event. You can say what you want
Hell,
about the two.
Better
It's a
hope,
good one.
because that's probably going to be WrestleMania.
We've seen some bad WrestleMania main event, but WrestleMania will still sell out because of what
Hell,
it is.
Look at The Miz and Cena. The Miz sold out WrestleMania. I know The Rock was there, but The Miz was
sold-
main event.
He was
and it
one
was
of
a
the main
bad
event.
Miz. This is a better Miz.
It's a good Miz.
Jobber James could sell out.
Jobber James sells out every week on this show. I'm just saying.
Yeah, I know. We get WWE's the
That's
draw.
not true.
But Rollins and Reigns are
all right,
still drawing.
I'm done arguing.
They're
when
still
when
drawing.
both of your guys are in top 5 of sales, they are drawing. Okay?
They are drawing.
So you can't argue with that. That's the facts. If you don't believe me, go look it up and see what their ticket sales are or their merchandise sales.
Okay,
All right, let's
top
go into the
five.
top 5. This week's top 5 is top jaw-dropping dives from the top of a cage. Top 5 jaw-dropping dives off the top of the cage.
That is a tongue
can't-
twister for you.
Can't we
isn't it?
just say top 5 dives from cages?
top 5 cage dives? How
Well,
about
I like
that?
the jaw-dropping.
No, stop. No, just stop.
Hard
it,
to
okay?
say jaw dropping in the first place. Let's just let that
Yeah.
go.
All right.
Number 5. We're going to go around the round table here.
Oh,
So
we're going around. This is a round table?
go with it.
It's close. It's got some edges.
So,
got edges.
before we start, everybody on Periscope, watch your number 5 top cage dives of all time. It can be Hell in a Cell. It can be a steel cage. It doesn't matter.
Somebody's been smoking that Huffle.
Yes, I was. Yeah. All right. Who's starting?
I think you and I actually have the same one.
Well,
So,
do we?
Yeah, I've got Rikishi.
Yep.
Flattening Val Venus, just to watch a man
We
of
got
that.
Mankind and Superfly so far
Yeah,
on Periscope.
a man that large jumping off of a cage, and to be Val Venus to say, yeah, I'm going to take that bump. Yeah, that was awesome.
And let me jump in here because it is my top 5 as well. It's my number 5 as well. For the IC title, by the way, the one cage match for an IC title and a 400-pound man destroying a porn star. Just picture that in your head right there, okay? It was horrible, but you have to give Rikishi credit. I know we don't normally give Rikishi credit on this show from, all the bad people that hate Rikishi.
That's a WWE Hall of Famer you're talking about.
Oh my God,
See, I knew that was going to happen. But
Shane O'Mac.
you got to give Rikishi credit.
No, I
dude.
give him credit for that. But to put him in a Hall of Fame when you don't have Hall of Fame credentials is ridiculous. But that's just me.
So you're number 5.
My number 5 is no surprise. Is Seth Rollins. The dive onto Canadians' best friends. The best friends since Edge and Christian, by the way. Owens and Jericho. They are the best Canadian friends since them.
I think you're living in the moment there.
I really think you're living
Owen
in the
Hart
moment.
was the biggest. Okay. Was that off of Cage?
I think that was just death.
Yeah. Yeah, that was just
That had
death, dude.
nothing to do. You, sir, that's
No
wrong.
pun
I think that's
But-
just death. That's horrible.
Christian has already been mentioned. You're correct.
Yeah, I was going to say, is there any Christian dives of all time?
There might
huh?
be. There might be.
No, the better one jumped off the cages.
Oh!
Christian did not jump off a cage, okay?
He didn't even jump off ladders.
What's number 4 for you guys? Y'all probably share the same one, didn't you?
I don't think
It better not be.
No, so my number 4 is Angle moonsaulting off of the cage
The belly flop?
and hitting nothing. I'm just saying,
That was TNA, right?
no,
No.
that was WWE because it was on He Who Shall Not Be Named, Chris Benoit, who rolled out of the way. And if you watch it, he landed flat. There was no, taking it. He just landed flat. Like, when you belly flop into the water, boom, mat.
That's why they
Angle.
call it the belly flop, the best belly flop of all time.
I will tell you, Angle did the best moonsaults. I mean,
He did.
just,
Well, I don't
did.
know. Cody Rhodes he's got a pretty moonsault.
He's got a good moonsault. We just don't get to see it enough. That's the thing.
Yeah.
you don't
My
get to see it now.
my number 4. Okay, it's got to be on this list. It's classic. Jimmy Snuka from Top of the Cage. It's probably one of the best.
Yeah. Listen, we talk about Benoit on this show. I'm not afraid to talk about Benoit on this show.
That was just a joke.
It was a
Yeah,
joke.
about-
I mean, we talk about Benoit, but But anyways.
No, when it comes to what he did in the ring, we do
Yes.
talk about it. But
Yes.
Oh, he's one of the
so,
best.
Yeah. So you say Snuka.
I say Snuka.
Right.
How can you not put that on the list?
I got Snuka at number 4 as well.
Ha!
All right, it's early in the 1980.
Yeah.
Come on. It's one of the most memorable
Famous,
dives.
yeah.
It's the most famous one ever.
That's why I have it at 3. So
Here's
we
the
just
first
round to
one.
4,
Oh,
and I
okay,
got
so
it at 3.
you got it at 3?
All right,
Yeah.
so you got that 3. What you got at 3?
All right, well, at 3, I got John Morrison doing Starship Pain
Who?
at the top. John Morrison? I don't know if you remember him.
From Miz and
He's
Morrison?
known as Johnny Mundo
the
nowadays.
good? You mean the good tag team partner of the two?
Yeah. No, doing Starship Pain off of the top of the cage.
But it wasn't even, it wasn't pretty.
What?
I missed that.
He said we talk about Benoit as much as we do Steven being racist.
Oh.
Okay, can we stop it? Now we're on Facebook. I'm going to get a lot of tweets on it. Or I'm going to get a lot of things on Facebook going, are you really racist?
I hate
I'm
to
not.
tell you, everything you see
Promise.
on our Periscope goes to Facebook anyway, Steven, so they see it
Crap.
anyway.
Yeah, you didn't know that? That's how I know you guys are online. Go to my Facebook.
Thanks. All right,
anyway,
never mind.
so-
no, but what do you mean it wasn't pretty, though?
He kind of hit he hit the ropes a little bit. He more just kind of kicked somebody in the. It didn't really look great, but attempt it.
That's what I'm saying, though. I've never seen something like that off the
No,
top.
it
of
was
the cage.
original for sure.
That's what was cool about it.
JoJo, don't worry. Steven will have him number 1. Don't worry.
Which one?
When you get number 1, we'll tell you. You
already know.
Number 3 is Jeff Hardy, Swanton Dive on Yamaga.
Was that really a swanton dive?
No,
though?
Yes,
the,
yes. Elimination chambers count because it's off a cage.
Was it really a swanton, though?
He did the corkscrew.
Twist,
He did-
window.
Yeah,
twist
he did a corkscrew.
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay, all right. Yeah, you're right. I'm sorry. It wasn't
Okay.
Swanton.
It wasn't the swanton.
But still, it was
He did
It's
swanton
awesome,
through a
though.
table
Like,
at
Listen,
one point.
anytime Jeff Hardy jumps off something, it's usually a memorable moment.
Okay, first off, be careful.
Oh yeah, well, not TNA right now, but yeah.
So,
Jumped off a
because
ledge.
he could
Yeah,
jump
I
off
know.
a tree and it wasn't really that great. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, it
So-
wasn't Swanton. You're right. It was not. It was the other one.
Whisper in the wind.
Yes,
that
that
we're
is
calling
what it's
that?
called. The
That's
whisper
what I
in
was
the
trying to
wind.
remember.
It is
That's what
called.
it's
Yeah.
called.
Yeah.
Yes, or
Damn.
to normal people, it's called the corkscrew dive.
Yeah, I just
Yeah,
call it a
it's
corkscrew
corkscrew.
dive.
They
Okay.
just call it that. Anyway, that's my number 3. Who y'all got? Who you got number 2?
So number 2 actually doesn't involve a steel cage at all. I kinda,
That's not.
no, I broke the rules, but you know what? I had to mention it. It is Shane McMahon. It's not the Hell in a Cell. It's when he jumped off the Titantron to the floor and take out, I believe it was Big Show or Test.
Well, you see, I could have mentioned other ones if I was going to go there.
Yeah, if we were going to go there, if we're just going off of like suicide dives.
Well,
That's a
look,
suicide
I
dive.
wanted to. I changed it. I'm the guest. I
right.
changed the rules. Oh, I mean, I could say Shane McMahon off top of the Hell in a Cell. That was
worse,
just as
that's
that
worse
was
than
good.
the suit guy trying to say China was a cruiserweight.
I have one word for
She could have been one of the best.
I got 2 words.
Dummy, yeah.
Oh, you just
All
got you got the facts of life over
Man,
there.
I'm telling you. Well, fine. I'll just say Shane McMahon jumping off Hell in a Cell.
All right.
That was
I mean,
awesome.
that one does count.
That does
I'll
count.
count that.
All right, what you got number 2? then?
I got Mankind versus Triple H 96, I think it was, when he jumped off the blue
I
cage.
thought that was number 1 for you.
No.
I'm
It was a
sorry.
blue cage.
Did
And
Lita ever fight in a cage? No.
yeah,
Did she?
Yes.
it was with
No, Jazz?
I think it was with Jazz. I know they did
I
one
think it was
cage
with
match.
Jacqueline.
But yeah.
Well, go to your number two. Talk about
no,
Mankind.
Mankind basically jumping off the blue cages. Remember the blue cages?
Yeah, the awesome blue
greatest cages of all
time. Well, they
time.
actually looked like they hurt when you got thrown into them. And they probably did.
They probably did. But they had an easier access of climbing, too.
Yeah, it was way easier.
Way easier to climb.
Spread out.
But anyways, Mankind going to the top and doing the basically the elbow he does to the outside of the ring when he was Cactus Jack.
Yeah.
Did it to Triple H in '96, which was awesome to me. I thought that was the best one. That was when Triple H was kind of buried after the whole curtain call.
Yeah.
And all he did was wrestle Mankind for 6-7 months.
Which is some of the best storyline, though. I love it.
Actually, it was Lita and Victoria.
Oh, really?
Steel cage, yeah.
Tara?
Tara? Was it Tara?
It was Tara.
No, at that point, I think it was Victoria. I don't know. Who
Tara.
cares?
Victoria.
Why?
Tara was in TNA.
So she did go to TNA.
Who?
Victoria.
Yeah, because she's the one that takes one of the only diva dives off the top of the steel cage. Mickey James hits Tara, who is Victoria.
Oh.
And by the way, if you look that up, she looks like she died.
Yeah.
Like death.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, it's
It was
nasty.
Ugh.
It's kind of like, it looks like Mickey James is going to hit a weird Hurricane Rana and just kind of like private parts to face to Matt, and they just crush. It's nasty looking.
Private parts to face.
Like a stink face from the top.
All right, what's your number 2 over there?
My number 2 is Cody Rhodes hits a moonsault on Road Dogg. I know that's your number 1.
That's my number 1.
So that's my number 2. I thought that was just a great moonsault.
Oh, it was good, man.
Well, go ahead and did you say what you got to say about it since it's your one?
I mean, look, like I said before, I've always liked Cody Rhodes' moonsault. We don't see it enough, but when he did the moonsault, it was cool. It was one of those moves that, I mean, heck, he did it. I was watching earlier, I think it was 2007 when he was with Bob Holly. He did a moonsault for the first time. Only once, though. And you never see it again until later, like when he's with Legacy or something like that. But you got to give him credit when he was doing the Road Brothers thing. I thought that was some of the best of his career. Mm-hmm. I thought the Outlaws helped him shine a little bit, and then they didn't do anything with him afterwards. But
well, he was a star anyway because the Mysterio story set him up.
Yeah,
right. So the brown bag, Cody Rhodes was great. Yeah.
The mustache Cody Rhodes was the best, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who you got number 1?
So my number 1 is Eddie Guerrero, 5-star frog splash onto JBL. The height, just the precision, everything about that was awesome. The only part that sucked is all the shenanigans that happened afterwards with Vicky, and it was just really weird, and him winning the title but then getting it taken away. I don't know. That's the only part that tainted it. But just the mystique of him jumping.
Oh, it was great. Yeah.
I loved it.
Especially the long frog splash.
And how much I hate JBL makes that just a lot better. JBL commentator, pretty good. JBL is like a millionaire redneck thing. I just thought it was the dumbest thing ever. But JBL is a beer drinking outlaw guy. I'm down with that.
No, that's not JBL. That's Bradshaw. There's a difference.
Oh, my bad.
There is a difference.
He's a wrestling god.
Is he?
Is
he a wrestling god?
He was.
Hey, you know what he's not? A Hall of Famer like Rikishi.
He will be. Oh, you serious? Oh, jeez. Well, you can't compare the two.
He's not Samoan, so.
That's true. Well, you don't like Rikishi because he is Samoan.
No, he's not from what culture. Don't worry. No, we didn't hire him from there. Don't worry. But number 1 for me, of course, is the same. Just Eddie Guerrero, especially during that time, he hit another level. He's not glorious. No, there's only 2 glorious people in this world. So glorious. Yeah.
2
or 3? Me, Candlelight, and Bobby Roode.
Shut up.
No. Anyway, but no, Eddie Guerrero just jumping off anything he did was just great during that time.
Yeah.
I mean, his whole career. Though,
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, that's our top 5 for this week. I'll tweet out and figure out another top 5 for next week.
Okay.
So you can do your homework again.
Oh, I can do my homework.
Yeah, you're really good. But you know what? It's the end of this segment. The next 2 segments, we got review, and we just did What If, so we'll do This Week in Wrestling, and we'll review Clash of Champions. You got anything else?
Nah, man, I'm good.
All right. Well, it was glorious. And come back and you can hear some more.